We're going to jump right in. Once you get to the class website, you can download the zipped or compressed My Interest site. Mine went into my downloads, and I double-clicked the zip file, which created the Project 02 template. And now I need to put that in my IMS disk space, which I already have a window open. So I'm just going to drag the whole folder into my IMS222 space, and we'll start looking at the code. All right, it downloaded. Let's look at the project file, and let's just start making our changes right now. This is going to be called the My Interest site. I've already created an index.html for you, and then we have 6 pages. You can add more if you need to. I'm going to edit the index.html file, and I'm going to come up with the file structure for our site. And I am doing a GoPro 5 versus GoPro 6 site. So I'm going to have a home page, which is going to be my index.html. I'm going to have a photos page, which I'll convert page 1, and a videos page, which I'll rename page 2, and maybe a summary page, which I'll rename page 3, and that'll be good for now. So time to do some of those renaming. Keep my notes up on the screen. And this was going to be photos. And I'm going to have my case match all the time. This will be videos. This will be summary. I don't need page 4, 5, or 6, so let's delete those. And let's look at the video photos page. And it looks like it has a video wrapper around it. But what I'm really going to do is put photos here. And I think I like having a header there. So we'll call that photos, and we'll put an image in there and give it alt text. And I'm going to cut the video stuff because I know I'm going to need that for my videos page. And to be consistent, I'm going to rename this to videos. And then you would be able to put in your URL right there and your alt text right there. And then the summary would be up here. And my summary is going to be you should or should not buy a GoPro 6 if you already have a GoPro 5. Cool. Let's go ahead and put a picture in our photos page. I happen to have photos already, although it's not a GoPro photo. And that's called guitars01.jpg. And it was in my images folder. Guitars01.jpg. And I'll say guitars. And now let's check out the site. See what we got. So this is going to be in my IMS222 folder, and it's going to be my interest. Oh, looks like I've already got it. And there's a whole site. Page 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I need to do some work there. So let's go fix those pages. And I'll explain how the site works. So there's an Htaccess file, which you may or may not be able to see. But the Htaccess file basically just tells us to use the PHP INI file. And the PHP INI file includes a page called www.siteheader.htm and a footer. The header goes before a document and the footer goes after. It's prepend and append. And so if I look at my index page, if I save that and reload my page here, I can see on the source code that I have a complete web page. So it looks like the header starts here and it goes to where's my body? There's the body right there. And then the footer, it's got a weird thing happening with it. So let's go fix those. I'm going to go to the header. And I'm just going to add a space back here after that. And I'm going to change page 1 to photos. And this is what displays on the screen. And this would be videos. And this will be summary. And we can delete these. I'm going to do the same thing on the footer, or a similar thing on the footer by adding a return there. And I'm going to call this GoPro 5 versus GoPro 6 and save it. And I'm going to reload my source code and you can see my changes and you can see how footer ends there now, or starts there, and body is there, body ends down here. The cool thing about doing it this way is every page I go to automatically gets set. If I go to the videos page, I view my source code, look at that. I didn't have to retype the navigation over and over again. Very cool. All right, let's look at our style sheet and let's rename it. I'll call this GoPro 5 versus GoPro 6. And I need to change that in the site header. GoPro 5 versus GoPro 6. And we'll call this version 1. Looks like everything else can stay. Reload my page. And it looks like it's time for a new font because that does not look GoPro-ish at all. So I previously went out and found a font that I liked. So I did a search for Railway and I came down here to download and I downloaded it. So let's go look in the downloads folder. And there's Railway. Looks like I've already done this. And here are the fonts. I'm just going to drag that over to my interest fonts folder. And then it'll be time to look at the CSS. Let's go ahead and look at it while it's copying. Here's my CSS. And I'm just going to cheat and copy that font, and we'll call this one Railway. And I believe this had to be Railway underscore thin. Oops. Double check that. Yep, underscore thin. And then we're going to reference that with railway throughout the document. And I'm going to add that to the top here. And let's check it. Oh, look at that. That looks very GoPro-ish. Now you'll see that I have some nasty color stuff going on here, and that's okay because anywhere you see in the style sheet where it says change or remove this, or change it or remove it, or something like that, you should be changing it. So I already changed the font. And the reason for this is oftentimes you'll get code from somebody and they could have problems with their code, or you just don't want it to look the same as theirs. You want to make it yours. So anywhere that you see this, change this or remove this, you need to make a change. I'm going to go ahead and change some of these to really close to a black color. And visited, I'll do, I don't know. We'll just pick some random colors. And the hover over, I'm going to make that kind of red. And then let's change the active to 30303. And then get rid of these comments because we did change it. And let's go check our site. And we have cool stuff happening. Now this site has some responsive design built into it. And I'll show you the video here in a moment. And this whole CSS style sheet that I provided for you has very generic stuff in it. So this is the reset line right here. And then you can see some general styling for the site. And then these are all just standard HTML tags. And you can change something in here and it's going to change site-wide, which is very cool. We could change our color of our headings if we wanted to. So let's make those obnoxious red for the moment. And we'll reload. And their videos is in red. Scroll all the way down, you'll see navigation stuff in there, and I've have some very generic navigation stuff. You want to change that to make the site yours. And then I put some responsive design. We don't really need to have background color stuff in there. I just put it in there so you can find things. So I'm going to remove the background colors for now. And it still works responsively, but it doesn't change colors. I also have a cool thing in here for articles. I noticed right there. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to put in an article, and I don't want to type it. So I'm going to do a search for Gettysburg Address. And let's just go grab the code. And we'll put that on our index page. And an article tag. Add some breaks. Look at the index page, which is home. And there it is. Oh, look at that. 3 columns, 4 columns. Looks like we need some space around it. So let's look for the article tag, and that's the reset. And it looks like we're only doing responsive stuff. So I'm gonna go down here alphabetically and add a new article tag, or article styling, sorry about that. And I'm gonna add some padding of 2M, and that should change for every version of the article. Look at that, very cool. I have a sample, a style sample there, which you can look at. That's just got everything known to man in there as far as, oh, looks like I have a broken snare drum link. It looks like I have different samples, but we don't really need that page. So I am going to delete it. You should too after you're done with it. And then your site should look similar to this, where you have all of your own information in here. You don't have any generic names for your web pages. I'm going to go back to the top. Looks like I need to remove that from the index page. And I'm going to call this home. Nope, I'm going to call it GoPro versus Go 5 versus 6. I don't need my layout anymore. And my site's starting to look like a My Interest site that is responsive. It's got a header and a footer. Okay, so hopefully that helps you get started with your project. I look forward to seeing it. Again, it should be something different than your final project, which is going to be your Hire Me site. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thanks, bye.